going on, everybody? It's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, and here's something else new that I'm trying for 2013. I sort of tested this with my tackle video with Connor a couple of days ago for the Royal Rumble. Go back and check it out for sure. It was a lot of fun, and thanks to him as always for joining me. I put out fan interaction little bit before we did our collab, just to see if people would pick up the reins of that and join me for more interactive type videos. Got a couple of responses, got a couple of detailed responses, people really not only just throwing their answers out there, but really getting into the details of why they thought whatever. In that case, it was the Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan debate, or who else should win the Rumble, and everybody, not only the people that answered, not only answered, but answered with good respectful reasoning. Hey, here's what I want, and here's why I want it, and here's why I think it should work, etc. So what I'm going to do, this is not going to be on any particular schedule. This is not going to be, I'm not going to promise to do these every other week or every week or whatever. But what I would like to do is get a couple more fan interaction type activities going on this channel. So what I'll do, it'll usually be on a weekend, because during the week it's responses and Q&As and things of that nature. On a weekend when I'm not doing anything, kind of like this one, there's not very much going on this weekend, I will come up with a question, or a question and a half, or two questions, or some combined questions, or what have you. I will come up here, I will put the question to you guys very simply. Hey, here's my question, what do you think of this, or who do you think should do this, or how do you think so-and-so should do whatever and whatever. I will leave that up for a week. The next weekend that I'm available, I will collect some of those answers and I will share them in a conversational type forum on here. So I'll put it out I'll put the question out one week, I'll discuss your answers the following week, in theory. Now I'm once again, I'm not sticking to that. I'm not saying, you know, exactly 7 days from now you will see all the results of this. This is a loose idea. This is something that I'm trying. This is going to be a little bit more of a trial and error type thing, but especially with the response that Connor and I got with Tackle, and especially since last year, the amazing responses you guys have given me with the ongoing success of Ask the Phoenix, I really want to put this out there, because if you guys ask me something and I answer you, that's one thing. If I put a question out there, sorry, let me rephrase that. If you guys ask me a question and I give you an answer, there's one answer. There's not much of a discussion. If I ask you guys something and I get, boom, however many responses back from you guys, that I think will prove to be a much more interesting conversation. So that's what this is going to be, sort of, I'm just going to call it fan interaction for now, because I can't be bothered to come up with a more creative title. Let's be real, my last series is called Ask the Phoenix. Mine and Connor's series is called Tackle, because I couldn't think of anything else. So this is just going to be fan interaction. When I discuss your responses, it's just going to be fan answers. It just seems to make the most sense. My question to you, although the answers will come after the Royal Rumble, so I didn't plan this very well at all, my question to you guys is very simple. When it comes to the Royal Rumble match, should the WWE eliminate all former world champions from the Rumble? Now, I know for a start, you're going to take all the main eventers out of there, and you guys are going to say, why the hell watch the Rumble if there's going to be no main eventers in it? Well, that's the problem. You see, that's the problem, at least as I see it. Now, I should say that's the problem in general. This is my opinion, and I'm asking you guys for yours. The Rumble, in essence, is supposed to do two things. It's supposed to bring somebody new to the main event scene, or three things, I guess. One, it's supposed to bring forward somebody new to the main event scene, so that we have somebody to go on after the John Cenas and the Randy Ortons and the Daniel Bryans and the Kanes and all them are gone. It's supposed to bring somebody to the new title scene, or the new main event scene. It's supposed to bring somebody up and prove that they are at least potential to hold the gold. This is another thing. Everybody that says, you know, I don't want so-and-so to win the Rumble because I don't think they should be champion, let's not forget that not everybody that wins the Rumble becomes champion, or at least becomes champion at WrestleMania, because that's all the pot in one spot, right? Take a look at somebody like Alberto Del Rio, who definitely became champion, but he didn't become champion at WrestleMania. He didn't become champion off of his Rumble win, and that can happen. So Rumble doesn't give you the championship. Rumble, in its essence, gives you a chance at the title. This is a litmus test. This is how well is the crowd rather, going to receive the idea of you maybe being champion. It's not as cut and dry as you would think. It's not, I mean, obviously there's certain people, there's the Austins and there's the Cenas and there's the Daniel Bryans of the world where they win or whatever, and you know they're going to walk out of WrestleMania with the belt. But that's not always the case, which is good, because we don't want the WrestleMania main event to be that predictable, do we? But the other thing is, for the mid-card, the Royal Rumble is a key point, and it's a key point in your career, because I think the Rumble, much like WrestleMania, is a reward for the previous year. If we look at the if we look at the wrestling year, it goes from WrestleMania, it doesn't go from January to December like a regular year. We know this. The wrestling year goes from WrestleMania to WrestleMania, or at least you might say from WrestleMania to WrestleMania season, starting with the Royal Rumble, obviously. So I think the Royal Rumble needs to acknowledge somebody in the mid-card who has really taken that previous year and proven that they don't belong in the mid-card anymore. And you can't do that when there's obvious names in there like Cena, like Orton, like Kane, like Sheamus, like The Big Show, like Triple H if he made a mysterious appearance, like if Undertaker made his return at the Rumble. These things are all great things, and they all get the pops, and some of them have earned them more than others, etc., etc., etc. But it's like, if you've got Justin Gabriel and Adrian Neville and Triple H as your last three guys in the Rumble, Triple H is winning, and we kind of groan because we know that. I mean, what was it? One of the Rumbles one year came down between Ryback, Sheamus, and somebody else, and it's like, there's no winners here. Because we've seen all these guys, and we've seen them at least get shots. Now, what I am saying is former champions. I am saying former champions. I'm not saying former Rumble winners. I am not saying former people that had title shots. So not somebody like a Ryback, not somebody like an R-Truth, who have been in the title picture maybe once and never actually got to hold the gold. I'm talking about anybody that has ever held the WWE World Heavyweight or WWE World Heavyweight Championships. Now, that's my long ramble to explain my question to you. Should we eliminate former champions from the Royal Rumble elimination match itself? Now, to give you a little bit of an extra bit to chew on before you answer my question, I've gone through the current roster of WWE superstars. Now, this is not part-timers, this is not legends, this is not surprise entrants, and this is not anybody from NXT. This is just the current roster. This is what your Royal Rumble would look like if you eliminated all the former champions. I'll say it right off the bat. Of course, there's going to be filler guys in there, which has to happen. So your filler guys would be Adam Rose, Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, and Heath Slater. They're filler. We need filler in the Rumble, let's be real. There needs to be some comical eliminations, like Heath Slater being thrown into the third row, for example. So there's your first four. But the rest of the Rumble would be Wade Barrett, Big E, Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, Damian Sandow, Dean Ambrose, Eric Rowan, Fandango, Goldust, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Justin Gabriel, Kofi Kingston, Connor, Luke Harper, Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ryback, Seth Rollins, Sin Cara, Stardust, Tyson Kidd, Victor, Xavier Woods, and Zack Ryder. Now, not everybody there is championship material, obviously, but just looking at those names, looking at that list sitting in front of me right now on the Doomy Clipboard of Doom, I'm sorry, if that was the Rumble we got this year, fucking take my $9.99. That looks like a fantastic Rumble to me, or at least an entertaining one, an unpredictable one, to say the very, very least. That's my take on it. I think this, if we put this little niche into the Rumble, it would have tremendous... It would open up tremendous opportunities for the pay-per-view itself. It would give the pay-per-view a new feel, and it would make for a much more interesting Road to WrestleMania and Road to WrestleMania conversation like we're having here. But the whole point of this is for me to ask you guys your opinion. Do you think we should eliminate former champions from the Rumble match? Put your answers down in the box below, and I will address your answers in about a week's time. I really hope you guys find these fun. If you find them fun, I'm going to do them a lot more often. Give me some feedback. If there's, I will also say, if you guys have suggestions for fan interaction questions, I will take those as well. But for the most part, please just answer the question asked, and let me know what you guys think of this. rambling now, out of things to say. Hope you guys have a lot of fun with this. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Obviously, don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Have a good rumble, guys.